Yeah. So steady your breath here, lengthening the in-breath and extending out through the out-breath. Deep and long, extended Ujjayi breaths. I'll take one more big in-breath. Really focus on filling up the bottom of the lungs to the top of the lungs. Exhale the breath all the way out. Let go, surrender. Look between your hands. We'll step the left foot forward. Good, bring the back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent lunge. Sweep the arms around in a circle. Exhale. Hands come down, step all the way forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. Ground the feet, inhale, lead with your heart. Sweep your arms wide and up. Touch the palms at the top. And exhale, Samastitihi. Let's just take a breath here. Close the eyes, come back to stillness, grounding, breath. Feel your feet, four corners rooting, and then we'll let the eyes open. Exhale, arms to your sides. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, coming through the air like you're flying through air. Deep forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, extend, stretch. Exhale, let's step both feet back and come into plank pose. So core, right? We're going to start to activate the core, and I want you to feel core on those inner line of your legs here. So activate the inner lines, reaching through the inner heels. Then lift the navel and find the crown of your head. Inhale. Good. Exhale, you can lower with both legs bent or straight. Lower all the way down. Might be a little easier bending your knees. And inhale, coming into Bhujangasana, full breath. Exhale, lower, press all the way back. Half dog or full dog. You guys know you have permission always to listen to your body. Right? Take a rest if you need it. Stay if you need it. Push through the stuckness. Right? A little bend in the knees, taking the pubic bone way back and up. Get that widening in the lower back. And then outer shins squeeze in as you come down with your heels. Two more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Where in your body are you still holding on? Inhale. Just inquire. Exhale all the way to the tail end. Look between the hands, and you can either hop, which is fun, or walk. Hopping moves the energy. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold in. Deep bow. Uttanasana. Inhale, reach the arms wide and up. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, either arms down by your sides or down the front line. Just taking a pause breath. Inhale. And exhale, arms by your sides. Inhale. Sweep the arms. Exhale. Fly through the air. Deep bow. Inhale. Ground the feet as you lift the heart wide open. Exhale, step or hop, plank. And again, pause in plank. We won't stay as long, but activate the core and energetically activate your core. Exhale, lower, knees bent or straight legs. Come right into cobra, or if you feel warm enough, you're welcome to come right into upward dog. Nice, everyone. Exhale, press back to downward dog. Yes, and breathe. So check in, like I like to think of my body right now, right, as the colorful aspen leaves, like waking up, moving the energy, brightening up the fingertips, the smile in your face, the tips of the toes. Take another 2 breaths wherever you are. Good. And bottom of your next breath, look up between your hands and step or hop forward, inhaling halfway up. And exhale, fold. Let's stay here in forward fold. Separate your feet. just a little bit wider than the hips, and the outer feet parallel to the outer mat. And then spread your toes like those aspen leaves and activate, right? Activate the legs. Inhale, look up, and almost imagine you're holding a block between your thighs. So there's a little wake up energy in the inner legs, and then exhale, fold. So we have to balance, right? The kind of awakeness, the energy, the muscular energy with the extension, the opening. Good, Tara. And go ahead and take another couple of breaths. The quad muscles are engaged, hamstrings are broadening. Keep that soft smile on the face. Great, and inhale halfway up. Exhale, let's bring our hands to our hips and ground down as you rise up. Yes, exhale. Good. Let's do a little shaking. Shake out the right ankle and left ankle. Yes. And then your hips, shake it. We're just going to do a little bit of this in between everything. Yeah. And you can just shake your arms, shoulders. Just take a couple of breaths. Shake out any stuckness. Anywhere where your mind gets stuck too. You can bring it through your body. Yes. And then you'll just come back when you're ready and find stillness. Notice what that feels like. You have this tool. Whenever you feel stuck, whether it's with your husband or your work or anything, you have the tool just to shake your body. It's really powerful. I forget a lot, but do you guys ever do that? Okay, we'll do it together. Okay, so Samastitihi. Bend the knees, sweep your fingertips along the floor, reach back behind you. Yeah, and just stay here for a moment. Move the sitting bones apart, pubic bone back. Yeah, that big aspen tree, brilliant. Open up the pelvic floor. Good, and then drop the tail towards the earth, arms up by your ears. One more time, sweep the arms back. And then come up. If you need to sweep it one more time, you're welcome to. Look up between the hands if it feels good. Yeah. Sink in one more breath, exhale, and then inhale up and over and hang forward for a moment. Let go of your jaw. Yeah, I want to speak to just the caretakers in the room. Like sometimes we hold a lot when we're caretaking. So just take a moment, let it go. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step the right leg back. Good, turn the back heel about 45 degrees out actually. And inhale, come on up to Virabhadrasana 1. Yeah. So we'll take a moment here and I want you to come up onto the back toes, even though the foot's turned out. Yeah, and lift up out of your rib cage. Great, you can even take your hands here and lift up. Lift up out of the psoas. Reach, 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 and keep that lift as you bring your heel back down. Good, take another breath or two here, looking up. Soft Ujjayi breath. And then exhale, we'll take it right into warrior 2. Pull back on your bow and arrow. Look over your fingertips. And breathe. And then just be steady here for a moment. Back to your breath. Inhale, reverse the warrior. And take your wrist if you like for a couple of breaths. So activate the back leg a lot. Good, and then on the exhale, like a windmill, you're gonna sweep the arms down, step back to down dog. If you've got more energy today, you're welcome to move through vinyasa, otherwise come back. Down dog or even a half dog is fine. Find some deeper breaths. Notice what's moving. Yeah. So much of our practice is just moving the stagnation. Keeping the body in health. Look between the hands, right foot forward, turn the back heel down, back foot 45 degrees. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. So come up onto the back toes. You're getting this lift up out of the ribs, up out of the psoas. Good. And then if it feels good, descend the heel. This side for me, I like to keep my back foot lifted because my hip is a little more stuck. Speaking of stuck, have compassion for yourself. Open it up, Vira 2. Good. Slow it down. Yeah, we're getting some heat going, a little tapa, so just slow down, breathe deeply. And then we'll inhale into the reverse warrior. Take a hold of your wrist if you like. And open that sideways floating rib. Breathe deeply. And then when you're ready, exhale. Windmill the arms, come all the way back to down dog. Again, if you like, move through vinyasa, downward dog, or we'll take a little child's pose. Great, and then let's bring the feet together here. Left leg reaches into one-legged dog. Look up between the hands. We're gonna do just a little core work, hang with me. Exhale, slide the chest forward, pull the knee in and give a little squeeze to your abdomen. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, you're gonna squeeze towards the outer leg. Good, inhale, reach it back up. And then this time, step all the way through to a lunge. Come down onto your back knee. Now we get to rest a little, sort of. So you're gonna walk your left foot out to the side and take both hands on the inside of your foot. You're welcome to use a block if you want a little support. So you kind of feel in here, is this your edge, right? Or if you wanna go down onto one elbow or both, I'm gonna stay up here. Yeah. And just go deep inside that hip joint and breathe, and just the invitation to let go of any unnecessary holding. And let the jaw soften open. So when we get stuck in the body, then there's a frustration, right? Because we're not kind of congruent with where our mind is going. So this is all we're doing in our practice. Synchronizing body, mind, spirit. Go a little deeper if that feels good. So what have you been through these last months? Where have you grown? What seeds have come to fruition? And what is needing to compost? Just a little contemplation as you're moving into that hip area. Great. And then we'll inhale, just slowly come on up. We'll come into twisted monkey. So you're gonna set your right hand all the way out to the side here. Now there's a couple things. You can just come into a nice big open twist. This is great here. Or if you wanna bend the knee, and you have to kind of reach your hips back first to get your foot, and then come into this little twist here, holding on to the right foot with your left hand, and then opening it up. Yeah. So core, right? We want to just think about stabilizing, hugging in, scissoring the legs in, and then softening and opening. Vata wants to feel safe, right? When air gets out of balance, it goes into fear, anxiety, irritability. Yeah. Good, and then exhale, gently release. We're gonna swing the leg around and come into puppy pose. Ah. Just wag your tail a little bit and breathe. And notice what's moving, just give it space. If you feel more stuff coming up, give it space. It's good that it's moving. Let it breathe. And when you're ready, we'll inhale, come back up onto our hands. We'll step the right foot to the outside of the hand. Yeah, and then you can stay here if you like on both hands, or maybe you can come down onto an elbow or two. And it's nice to have this right ankle underneath the knee. So if you need to walk your foot out a little bit, it's going to get into kind of a deeper part of the hip. Relaxing your jaw, tension eyes. Steady the breath. Great. And last in breath here, full out breath. Good. And we'll scoot our foot back in a little bit, or you can keep it out. It's fine. Left hand all the way out for a nice either big open twist here, which feels wonderful in itself, or you can bend that back leg, see if you can take a hold of the foot and hug in a little bit. So we actually activate the pelvic floor when we hug in too. How are we doing, Tara? Smiling. Love your quad, love your psoas. Good. And then very slow exhale, release it. Yes. And let's circle our way back to half or full dog pose. Really, really nice. And breathe. Maybe sway your hips a little, walk your dog out. Beautiful. And then on the next inhale, come into plank, lower down onto your knees and come all the way down onto your belly and rest your forehead down. Great. Let's take the hands out. So just a few inches out into TP position with our finger pads. And you can just take a couple of circles in your shoulders here to open the shoulders. And then you want to find the shoulder blades rolling down the back, the thoracic spine coming through as you come up into cobra. Yeah. It's really easy for the butt to over squeeze here. So you want to roll the thighs in so it widens the butt, and then drop the tail down. And then you can maybe come up a little more. Inhale, big breath, smile. Nice, everyone. Exhale, lower, and let's press back into our child's pose for a couple of breaths. You can either do child's or half dog, puppy. And just breathe, taking these little moments, right, of rest, of pause. Listening. Where's your body at? Is it catching up? Very good. Okay. Great. And then let's come back to downward facing dog with the legs and feet together. You guys are doing great. Hang in there. If you need to rest, listen to your body if you haven't been to yoga in a while. Right leg to the sky. Good. Hug in a little bit like you're squeezing a golf ball. Look up between your hands and exhale. Just give a little squeeze in. Squeeze your knee in. Inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, squeeze your knee to the outside. Inhale. Good. And then exhale, step all the way through. And we'll turn our back foot out about 45 degrees. So this might be one you want to have your block, you just decide, Parsvottanasana. So I like to have the back heel aligned with the inner edge of the front foot, right? And both hips are squaring forward to the front of the mat. You can either put your hands on the block or on the floor if that's easy. Yeah, good. Yeah, and then take your right thumb, everyone, and just pull that hip crease back with your right thumb. Pull the right hip crease back. That's going to help square off your hips, right? Root down through the big toe mound, and then now you're all set to inhale, lift the belly, the chest, lengthen the spine, and exhale, walk it out and fold in. So again, feel free to use the block in any way that you need to for resting the hands. And just breathe. And see if you can open the toes up so you're not gripping. There's a sense of trust in your feet. There's adaptability that the feet have to stabilize, to hold up the inner legs. Beautiful. And if you want to take it into twisted triangle, you're welcome to. Otherwise, just stay here. So twisted triangle, left hand on the inside or outside of the foot. And the right arm can either come onto the sacrum or up to the sky. Yeah. So a little bit of twisting is great for the core. Inhaling, lengthen. Good job, you guys. And then exhale, look down. Release. Step back to Uttanasana. Hang out. Take your apple pear pose. Yeah, just letting that whole upper body dangle. Gravity. Good, and then release your hands. We'll scoot our feet back together, step the right leg back. Parsvottanasana. So you can have the block here. Yep. And take your thumb to your left hip crease and gently pull back. So you're pulling the hip crease back and grounding the big toe mound simultaneously. Then that's your sort of grounding point. Then inhale, lift and lengthen through the crown. Exhale, turn and revolve around that vertical axis. And then eventually, if it feels good, the arm can come up. Deep breaths. Do your best. Go to where your edge is today and breathe. And just smile, kindness, love, compassion as we move through the body, stuckness. Inhale, one more breath. Exhale, look down. Good Uttanasana, stand forward and hang out. Good work, everyone. We're through the standing poses, so we're just gonna take a moment here, rest into Uttanasana. Beautiful work. And then let's go ahead and walk ourselves back to down dog. And we're gonna work through a little hip sequence. So we're gonna kind of go between hips and doing a little more core work. So we'll come right into half pigeon with the right knee forward. And feel free to put support under your hip if you like. How are we doing? Okay, we'll pray out there in computer land, yay. Okay, so starting here, find that sweet edge in your hip. You can just really feel your way through. And then take a big breath in, opening up through the front of the spine, and exhale, walk it out. Nice to use a block if you have one handy for your forehead or whatever feels good to you. Yeah. Yeah, and then you can even, once you're down, pointing the back toes and resting. So this is one of those poses that we use gravity to do the healing, the release. So where are you in resistance to letting go? And can you just find the breath in the back, in the lower body, the sacrum, pelvis? Yes. Ah. And again, just coming back to that theme of fall and where we can, what and where we can release. Perhaps it's even just an old point of view about ourselves or about another. And we take another few breaths. The jaw releases, the eyes soften. And just getting this feeling of melting. Good, and then we'll inhale, come on up. And we're just gonna lean over to the right hip and fold your back leg in. And so you can have this right foot just out a little bit for this one. Now, first come into mermaid, so left hand back, right arm up and over. This little side body stretch. I feel like I've been doing this pose every class. I love it so much. Yeah. Yeah, let your right hand be kind of soft, like a feather. Yeah. And then inhale, come on up, and exhale, go right into the twist. Left hand on the right knee, support with your right arm behind you. And then as you exhale, anchor the left sitting bone. Inhale, rise up, lift up through that vertical midline. Find the top of your head and then twist. Yes, beautiful. Nice poses, everyone. Take about 5 breaths here, inhaling. Exhale. Exercise your lungs, inhale. And exhale. Deep breath in. And a full exhale all the way out. And good, one more. I know, I was gonna come out. And then exhale, release. Let's do one more mermaid, stretching back. And inhale, coming back. And this time we'll just take a little more of a twist here, taking both hands down, and you're gonna let your left hip come up, your left sitting bone come up, and then just walk the hands as far to the right as you can. Yeah, this gets in a little different in that left side. Good, inhale, we're gonna come back up. Exhale, we'll slide our way back to down dog. And what's kind of nice here is just to bring the feet together and just feel the core line of those inner legs. Some of you have heard me say this, the third leg that we're creating. Yeah. Good, and then inhale, the left knee comes into half pigeon. And just take a few moments to find your way in, feel your way in. Yeah, burrow your hips, take a big breath in, open the chest, and exhale. Half pigeon. Yeah, so again, just resting in deep surrender. One of the niyamas of the 8 limbs of yoga, Ishvara Pranidhana, deep surrender, surrendering to something way bigger. Giving away all that resistance, restlessness. Coming into a much deeper place of trust. Oh. Even the trust of your body and the pace that it's moving at. Oh. And then we'll take another big full in-breath. And exhale all the way out, inhale, come on up. And we'll roll over to the left hip, fold the right leg in. Coming into our mermaid position. Yes. And then let's start with right hand down, left arm up and over, and bring that big, like a peacock feather. Your arm up and over. Just reaching into the unknown. Deep breath. And then inhale, coming on up. And take your twist right hand onto the left knee. Root down, anchor the right sitting bone on the exhale, and then inhale, grow up tall. So intentionally find that top of your head and go up. And then exhale, twist. Eyes look all the way to the side. Parshva Little smile across the face. It's super helpful. Exhale, and then inhale, coming back. We'll come back to our feather. And just reaching and sensing the unknown. You can sense it almost through the tips of the fingers. Inhale and exhale, then letting the right hip come up, sitting bone, and walk on it over. And you can just decide how deep you want to go here. Listening. Beautiful. And then inhale, come on up. Good, you guys exhale, downward facing dog, reaching back. And again, you can walk your dog, take your feet together if that feels good. Just get the full body stretch here. Great, and then let's come down onto our knees and we'll sit on our booties, buttocks. Yeah, are we having fun? Are you guys feeling good in your bodies? Good, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna sit back. We're gonna sit back on our buttocks and hold the knees and just find that sweet balance, right? In the apex of the sitting bones, lift your chest. Then we can take the feet out a little more so you're more at a 90-degree angle with your legs. So this is variation 1 here. If this is enough for you, you're just gonna work boat pose here. Otherwise, arms reach out. Variation 2, variation 3 is to stretch the legs, pull the navel in, heart lifting. Yeah, open your hands, open your heart. Yes. And then we're gonna take a break just by coming in and squeezing. You can even pull into a little ball here for a moment. See if you can hold balance, which is kind of nice. And then we'll go back out again. Again, just take your edge. Stretching into your full pose. Couple of deep breaths, pull that navel in, good. Feel your inner strength, you guys. Inner strength, inner line of the legs, activated. You can do this. Bend the knees in, and we'll just pull in a little squeeze. We're gonna go into one last, and then we're gonna make our way down onto our backs. So find your way into your last boat pose, and then slowly, if you can, lower down. And if you can, at the very end, just hover for a couple of breaths. Resilience, come on, you got this. And then exhale, oh yes. Just release it all, lie back. Just receive the hard work you've done here in your body, pushing through the stagnation. Relax through your breath. Great, and just take these last few breaths. Feel the aliveness really in your chi moving through your body. Awake, wakeful energy in every cell, every muscle, every bone. Great, and then we'll bend both our knees and take your knees into your chest, give a little squeeze. Yeah. Good, and then what we're gonna do is a little more core work. Everybody ready? Okay, so we're gonna do a little scissor here. So you can take your hands behind your head and cup your hands behind your head. Okay, you're gonna stretch out your left leg at a 45-degree angle. Bring your left elbow to your right knee. And then just go slow, stretch out your right and switch sides. So you can decide how quickly you want to go here. You can even bring the knees in and then switch, or you can switch the knees at the same time. A little more challenging. Okay, so you feel it out. Go slow. Remember, you're working more deeply in your core. This is not just an external core activity here. Yes. Go slow. And use those inner legs up the front of the spine. You guys are doing great. Last few. Yeah. Yeah. Think about how good it's going to feel to go into Shavasana. Good, you guys. And then draw the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze and then lie back. Yeah. Enjoy the fullness of your breath here. And take the hands onto the belly if that feels good. And what did that move inside of you? What was it? Good. Yeah. It's good. It's good to keep our core strong. It helps us to stay resilient, centered. Great. So we'll take a counter pose in bridge pose. Separate your feet just a little wider than hip distance, and then inhale with the hips. Yeah, come sideways. And keep the thighs parallel. So you're hugging in a little bit, lifting the hips up, interlace the hands, and walk your shoulders straight in towards each other. Open up the throat, the palate. Yeah. What happens when you feel those inner line of the legs balanced with the outer line? There's a little more power, right? A little more stability. One more in-breath, lifting a little higher in the sacrum, and then exhale, release your hands, lower down. All the way. You can rest the knees in. Just receive your breath. Receive about 5 breaths here. Allow yourself to rest inside the stillness. And so when we move either the stuck energy or the restlessness, right, we move it underneath. It's like there's a calmness that comes underneath all of it. Great. And then we're going to move into one more hip opener. So we'll cross our right ankle over the left knee for eye of the needle. You can reach through and take a hold of your hamstring or your shin. Yeah, so as you're drawing your left knee in towards your chest, you're also moving your tailbone towards the floor. So you're activating a little bit of arch in the lumbar spine. Great. And then gently release your knee, cross your right knee over your left, and we'll cactus the arms out to the side. Let your knees go left as your gaze goes right. Deep spinal twist here. So your right shoulder stays anchored, and that way you can go a little deeper into the twisting action. Just imagine you're wringing out those lower lobes of the lungs. And inhale, coming back. And we'll give ourselves a little squeeze in the middle. more symmetrical pose here, and then switch to the other side, crossing your left ankle over your right knee. Draw the knees in for eye of the needle. Yes. Great. Mm-hmm. How are you? How's it feeling to be back? Yeah, interesting. Yeah. And then go ahead and release your hands, cross your left knee over your right, and take a twist all the way over to the right, anchoring the left shoulder. Yeah. And just breathe. This is another great pose. So let gravity do the releasing. All you have to do is surrender. And we'll just take our last couple of breaths here. And then inhaling, make your way back up. Give yourself a little leg squeeze here. And a nice big hug, like an intentional hug. Hug your body, love your body just as it is. Or I should say, see if you can love your body. Be open to loving your body and all of its little aches and pains and stiffnesses. Just give it all a big hug. It's doing the best it can to keep up. Good. And then exhale, we'll release the legs back down. And I want to invite you just in the next 2 minutes to finish your practice, however it feels good. Okay, so you might feel like, oh, I want to do an inversion, or I want to do the fish pose. I'm kind of called to do the fish right now, opening up my chest. So you decide, you can follow me or you can go into your own. You've got 2 minutes. And, you know, if you're feeling a little like you just want an extra Shavasana, you can go there. So listen in. Yeah, good. I love the inversion. Inspiration and the Shavasana and the inner thigh. Frog pose. Yes. So about another minute and a half, and then I'll let you know when it's time for Shavasana, unless you're already there. That's fine. Get a little extra time. Stay present with your breath. Breathing into sensation. So you're going to start to think about coming out of wherever you are. Yeah. And then just over the next 5 breaths or so, finding your way into the final resting pose, Shavasana. And as you all know, this is the pose really to the full letting go, full surrender pose, the practice of, my teacher used to say, we practice dying every day in Shavasana and in every moment. Yeah. So as you find your way back, what is it that you're, metaphorically dying to in this moment? It can be this moment, it could be something that's really present in your life right now. It's like right there, it's ready to go. And you can just consciously let go, consciously let go. And maybe even like letting go of where it has hung on in your body way too long. With compassion, with love.
We'll do a little quote as we go into Shavasana.
Life is not meant to be a bowl of cherries. It's a training ground for soul, and it straightens out immediately when related to in this way. For we stop depending on the external world for our sustenance and our equilibrium, and we begin to impartially view our own inner causes and external creations.
Could you read it again? Life is not meant to be a bowl of cherries. Life is a training ground for soul, and it straightens out immediately when related to in this way. For we stop depending on the external world for our sustenance and equilibrium. And we begin to impartially view our own inner causes and external creations. As you feel ready, begin to deepen your breath. Bring the focus right there into the lungs, receiving the breath. And releasing anything residual you don't want to take with you today. As you're ready, begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, stretching your arms and legs, giving a full body stretch with those colorful trees, aspens. And then roll to your side. And make your way as you're ready. Up into comfortable seats with the hands folding at the heart. And just take a moment to seal in your practice. And see yourself bringing all the nuggets into your day and all those you come in contact with. And take the thumbs to the third eye. Bow of gratitude. Namaste. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. So I'm gone. You guys saw, right? I'll be gone the next. I'm gonna miss you all. I'm tempted to hang on, but I just have no idea what the time is gonna be like. But you might get a spontaneous, like, hey, I'm gonna teach a class in the Philippines. So look out for some spontaneity. But otherwise, Jeannie will be covering. Don't feel like you need to come, but if you want to come, she'll be here covering. And yeah, have a beautiful autumn season. I love you all so much.
Travel safely, Allison.
Thank you.
Yeah, have fun. We'll see you when you get back.
Okay, sounds good.
Bye.
Oh.
Bye, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.